Okay, I'm going to show you how to apply your patches onto your hats. It's actually a really simple process. I do use a handheld press that I got on Amazon, set to 295 degrees for 30 seconds. It's nice because it has a timer and temperature control. You can use a regular iron for this, but I found it's a little bit harder to make sure that everything sets right. You can certainly try it, but I would use it on the highest setting or the semi-highest setting for your application. So what I do is, I actually have this rice sock. What I've learned is these formed hats like Richardson or Yupon tend to crease if you just set them on the thing like this. So I put a little bit of padding behind them. This is just white rice in a sock. It's not real pretty, but it works. So I put it on like that. And then I have my patch. And I use sometimes this turbo tacky glue that you can get at Walmart or on Amazon. And I put just the littlest bit on the back here. It's already got glue on your patches. And a lot of times that glue is perfectly fine, especially if you're using more high quality patches, the more expensive stuff. These are kind of middle of the road. And so I like to do this. I've done plenty without the glue, but it's something if you want to add just a little extra tack, you can do that. So I just smear it a little bit and then wipe my fingers off. I mean, that's literally how much I use, not that much. And then you're going to take your patch, center it up on the crease of the hat if you have one, or just in the center, wherever you would like to put it. I like to put it on the side sometimes too. And then you're going to take the parchment paper that's been provided to you. Or if you have it, I use unbleached parchment paper that's got no wax or coating or anything like that. I'm just going to put it on like that. And I'm going to hold the patch down while I transfer this parchment paper on top there. They do make a tape, a heat tape that you can buy. It's not real expensive. You can probably buy it at your craft store. It comes in really handy, especially if you're using a regular household iron. That may come in real handy holding it down. I don't really need it for this application though. And then I'm going to take my press. And I'm going to make sure that every part of the hat is covered that's touching an iron, because it will discolor the hat. Yeah, like when you iron a shirt or starch a pair of pants or something, and sometimes it'll discolor it. It happens with hats too. So I'm applying just gentle pressure here, not very heavy. And it's been about 15 seconds already. I'm going to stop my timer and just check, make sure my patch is still set the way I want it to be set. So it's starting to get tacky now, which is good. So I'm going to re-patch there on top. And now I'm just kind of pressing down a little bit harder. And as I count down from 30 in my head or on my timer here, about 15 seconds into it, I'm going to start moving this iron around, really working the corners to make sure that the corners get pressed down and get heat. I got about 6 seconds left, and then we'll check it. All right, that's the end of that. So on this one, just a little bit standing up on the side there. So what I'm gonna do is put this back on. I'm gonna really focus my energy on this corner side. Again, making sure that everything's covered the way it should be. And I'm just pressing pretty heavily on this. Again, with the form hats, you don't want to press too hard because it will crease the hat. And you can fix that. Just use the curved iron again. I spray a little bit of water on it around the patch. Make sure not to get any on the patch if you can avoid it. And it works. It'll reform itself. That's much better. So now I'm just going to go in, and while it's kind of still hot, and be careful, I mean, these things do get toasty, and I'm just pushing really firmly into the corners here. This glue sets in about a minute, if not faster than that. And you don't want to go much hotter than 300 degrees or so, because it will burn those patches, it'll scorch them, and just kind of make it really dark, unless you got a really good pad. They make like silicone pads for them too. But I found that this baking paper works just fine. All right, and that's all you need to know. And if it ever peels up or anything like that, you can always peel back and add a little bit of glue. I've learned that these patches work well when they're well taken care of. Heavy sweaters might sweat through the glue. I mean, they got people that wear them to the beach or to the pool. It very well could cause the patch to fall out. So I've had people who've had them for over 6 months now and have not complained at all. And they've stayed attached really, really well. And then some that have sweated through them, unfortunately. And so I just go back in and add a little bit of glue to it and really heat them up, press them on the corners. So that's what you need to know.